go ahead and get that out of the way.
That's what I was thinking. At least I'm going to try to. This Ohio weather's changing like crazy right now.
Oh, dude, it's like 70-something degrees here, and we're supposed to get snow overnight tonight.
Yeah, that's what they're claiming here, too. YellowMagic, right?
Yep.
I've been at a tournament yesterday and all day today, so my head is pounding.
How'd you do?
I didn't bowl. I just spectated. I went up to watch Mars and Richie.
Oh, you went to the Bradley.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, that boy that rolls with Mars, that Dawson kid, he is good.
Yeah, and I'm telling you what, dude, the Bradley is brutal.
Oh yeah, it's 45 plus, and then I think it's 45 plus mil.
Yeah, it's like close to 50 mil. It's like it's a flood to about 10 feet.
Yeah. I didn't bowl because I ain't that confident yet. Hey Elizabeth, how are you?
I was gonna say he didn't bowl because he didn't want to get humbled that bad.
When you've got people like Mars frustrated, Dawson was frustrated, Himmler's frustrated. Them guys been bowling for years.
Oh yeah. But I agree with Britt. I mean, it's all about the experience. You don't go to the Bradley thinking you're going to shoot, a 220 something average.
The one guy, I think his name is Bischoff, and the other guy, I didn't catch his name for the swag guys.
But yeah, they do some like they have a traditional tournament, and then they do some wacky things at the other Bradley. Like they put the curtains up so you only see the fronts and you don't know what you left, and yeah. Fun times.
I get it's the experience, but I've got to have a game plan going in, and I didn't know nothing about it, so I went and go spectate, just kind of give you like a heads up to what.
Oh, Cam qualified. Awesome. I know Josh. He's a good dude.
Trice is seen there, but last I checked, Mars is in second, and then Dawson was in third, and then Brian Himmler was in fifth.
All right, Mountain. So how'd you do at the Pro-Am? Whoop. Pickle problems, and Pickles isn't even here.
I got you, for sure. I did go up and watch Joel Bowl last night. Speaking of Joel, there he is.
What is up, Mr. Joel, Mr. DXB Pro Shop?
Do my plug. If you need any bowling supplies, hit up DXB Pro Shop.
I love watching his videos.
Hey, we've got audio. What's going on?
All right. Sorry about that. I haven't done a lot of these podcasts before, so trying to get the technical part of it. I've been buying some equipment in that to hopefully help me out. Hey, we had a great time at the Pro-Am. It's like I said, I love going to these things. Great chance to meet some of these pro bowlers out there. Very, very good people. They love to interact with people. I actually got to bowl with Deron Booker, Sean Maldonado, and Chris Prather.
Dude, Prather has got one of the smoothest releases I've ever seen.
He does. I actually got. I don't know if you guys saw my video. One of my videos I put up there. Again, I just got a quick chance to talk about where I was throwing the ball. I was like, man, I don't have the revs to throw it way out there and have it come back like you do. And he's like, look, these guys have been practicing on this for like 3 hours.
Yep.
Where I'm throwing it, it's dry. You're going to be able to come out with anything and be able to and to get it back. So of course, my last frame of all the games, I was able to get it back a little bit, but at that point, it was like too late. No, Deron Booker, he was a pleasant surprise. That guy sat down and chatted with everyone there, took the time, cheered for you when you were bowling, would do anything for you. He's at the end of the time, he's like, look, if you want any of the autographs from any of these guys, give me what you got. I'll go get it for you. Like, I could have asked him to go get me a drink. He probably would have gone, bought it, and brought it to him. That guy is the nicest guy you'll ever meet on tour.
Yeah.
Absolutely right.
Haven't had the pleasure to meet Booker yet, but I've heard very, very good things about him.
Yeah, like I said, just very personal, very down to earth. Basically, a servant of the PBA, man. That guy is bringing good names to the PBA, which is what they need. Like I said, he just like absolutely nicest guy. Sean Maldonado, that guy, I think like he was putting in his time. He basically bowled, sat down, moved on. Like there was no chatting with him. Maybe he was upset from the previous week, where he was up so much and then he kind of lost it, so he was trying to focus on his game. I don't know, but he just not like there to talk to anybody. It seemed like. And of course,
Sean is very much like, if you're in his circle, he's very talkative and things like that. But he doesn't like to expand his circle of friends very much.
I can understand that. I have my own anxieties. I I get it. But Prather also just a great guy. Smooth swing, like you said, but also very personable, willing to chat with anybody. I think my buddy was watching my live, and he said there's a couple times where I was up to bowl, and he kind of popped into my live and just kind of sat there, and so that was good. So, Steve, that was your house there? One of your houses there?
Yeah, I bowl on Tuesday nights there.
Okay, very cool, very cool.
What's up, Mark?
I'm not.
How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm not a huge not a huge bolero guy though. We have a bolero here, and I try to stay away from there for the most part.
I'm not typically the biggest bolero guy either, but the bowling alley that we used to hold that league in got bought up by a church and closed down.
Wow.
And bolero was the only available spot we could move to.
Gotcha.
So we packed up and we moved.
Yeah, that's the hard part about bowling alleys these days, is either they're getting bought out by the big entertainment companies, or they're having to shut down. It's crazy to see that, but unfortunately, that's just the way of the business now. I watched a video by a one-handed bowler, and he goes into the whole thing of like, this is what bowling used to be. They got all their money from their league bowlers. And then all of a sudden there's a new form of entertainment called computers and video games and so nobody's going to the bowling alleys, and so they have to revamp their business model, which is good for business, just not good for the sport of bowling.
Exactly.
Getting people out there to experience the true sport of bowling is a different thing. The boleros, like, they have their lights down most of the time. So if you want to go practice, it's hard to go practice in the dark.
That particular one is usually pretty good about having natural, the regular lighting on one half, and then the low lighting on the other. That
I can see that.
I will say that one.
That's good.
I will say
that's
that
good
for that particular location.
Because I listened to the Sweep the Rack podcast, and he talks about these boleros, and he's like, I'm trying to do some coaching, and I'm like, I just want like a little bit of light on this side so I can show where the marks and all that are, and to kind of do some teaching.
Exactly. Yep.
Which is crazy because Bolero bought the PBA, And so if you want to increase the sport of bowling, why not make it available for people to learn? And they just want to go into the arcades and the laser tags and the escape rooms. That's the big thing now. And trying to get them to understand that if you want your product to continue, you got to give people an avenue to do that.
Right. And the J&J Pro Shop, the Pro Shop that's in that Bolero, literally just got finished. They hadn't had a Pro Shop in that Bolero for like 4 or 5 years before that.
Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. So it's been a good 2 weeks of the PBA so far, I think. Brandon Bonta bowling that perfect game against EJ. That's pretty amazing. That's pretty amazing. First TV show and you bowl a 300.
Right? You don't have to worry about that kid getting any nerves.
No, he had, pardon the pun, he had some swag out there.
Hey, I like the way you think.
He acted like he had been there and he wasn't going to back down from nobody.
That's not a dad joke. That's like a grandfather joke right there.
I'm not there yet, but
if the foo shits, wear it.
Yeah, so like I said, it's been good. It was good to see Belmonte this week kind of power it up a little bit. I think there's been a lot of talk in different areas of people talking about the PBA that Belmonte's lost a step. And so I think this week he came back and said, I ain't lost it. I'm here, I actually follow him on Facebook, and somebody's like, he kind of like said, look, it's my first week back, time changed. He's like, well, if you really knew that, why didn't you come a week earlier? He's like, look, I have family, I'm gone 6 months of the year as it is. I'm like, so how is that a bad thing that you're going to spend time with family and just kind of just take an extra week to get prepared?
Right. Well, and that's the thing is he powered up, but he got beaten around 8 by a relative no name. Like This is the first show he's ever going to make.
Yeah. But like I said, we'll see what happens in the next few tournaments. Where he just kind of came out with it. It seemed like he came out with like, I'm here to prove you guys wrong. I'm going to be here for a while longer. I don't need to go to the PBA 50 yet. But that's kind of like how Pete Weber was. Pete Weber said, I'm going to be here and I'm going to stick around and I'm going to show you guys how it's done.
You want to talk about not wanting to go to the PBA 50 yet? I know it's early in the year and he's got plenty of time to recoup, but man, Chris Barnes, he has not looked right these first 2 weeks.
No, he is not. I actually bowled in the Pro-Am with him, the PBA 50 outside of Nashville, Smyrna. Nice guy too, really nice guy. And his son, man, I think his son's gonna be better than he was.
Oh yeah,
he's got that two-handed down, and I think once he really kind of comes out on his own, he's gonna be tough to beat. I've been doing that Bowler's Life fantasy bowling. I've had them both weeks, and I'm like, all right, come on, Ryan, let's make it to the show. Let's show them what you got.
Okay, so we've actually got somebody that's got some experience with that. How have you liked the first couple of weeks of that fantasy format?
I'm actually enjoying it. Like I said, I had first week I had Brad Miller, almost made it to the show, did well, and then I was like thinking like maybe I should have taken the second week, but then he ended up dropping pretty fast there. I took EJ Tackett this week. I didn't take him the first. I took Svensson the first week because what you do is you take one bowler out of each of the 10 top 10, the next 10 or whatever, and so it kind of evens it out for everybody. Took Svensson. I thought he was going to have a really good week. He did. There's a lot of people that hate on him because all he does is throw urethane. But if it works for him and with those revs, he's going to be able to bring it back. People
But
didn't
them
like
guys
him
know how
throwing
to
on that.
use it properly.
Well,
Yeah.
and that's the thing up here in St. Louis. He was throwing a concept all week. He didn't pick up the IQ 78. He was throwing a concept most of the week.
Yeah, they had talked about that he hadn't even gotten the concept until like his first day here in the U.S. So he didn't have a lot of time to really get into it the first week. And maybe he's just going to go back to that IQ 78. You know, if it's not broken, why change it?
Very true.
I did watch them practice before the pro-am, and him and Kyle, they were going through balls left and right. You know, they were like I didn't feel like they had a comfort level with this week's pattern.
Yeah, Troop didn't look like he was from the parts of qualifying that I watched. It didn't look like he had a good look. He didn't look like fundamentally he was comfortable. It just didn't look like the Kyle I'm used to seeing.
Yeah. The last thing he talked to Svensson before they left, he's like, "Are you going to go drill some more balls?" Like he hadn't found the ball yet. That's kind of where he was. It looked like. Prather looked really good up until the 24. He was bowling really well. I like seeing that. I like Prather. I like to follow him as well.
And then Pack had a really good tournament all the way up until he ran into Graham Fa, and Graham Fa actually used reactive against him and beat him.
Yeah, Faw's probably going to be he's going to be tough to beat. He's going to be tough to beat in the show tomorrow. The last 2 seasons, he really has been coming on strong.
No, Carson, I don't have Bowl TV. I used to, but I haven't paid to get the subscription back. I just watch a lot of YouTube.
That's the best thing about the PBA is you can go on YouTube and watch all the matches. I'm not going to lie. Like once a month, I go back and watch that 2012 U.S. Open with Pete Weber.
Who do you think you are? I am.
That's where it comes from. And the story behind that is he was being heckled the whole time
by like a 12-year-old kid.
Yeah. And at the end, he just, with all that adrenaline, he was trying to say, "Who do you think you are rooting against me? I'm the man of this tournament." He missed a couple words, and now it's one of the greatest sayings out there for sports.
My only issue with Bowl TV is kind of on the expensive side.
It is.
Yes. I did a month this month, and I'm going to see how it goes, but I find it better to watch the scores on Lane Talk.
And I had Bowl TV and I had Flow Sports when I was a participating member of the PBA because we got it like heavily discounted, both of them. And then once my PBA card lapsed and the price went up, I just didn't renew it.
Gotcha.
So my thing is, like, they should, even if they raised your sanction fee $5, they should tie in with that and give you free Bowl TV part of your sanction thing. They still be making a shit ton. Yeah,
I would say, like, if you're active in a USBC sanctioned certified league, you should get at least
a discount,
a percentage off of Bowl TV.
Right.
It's like I said, you want these people to participate in bowling, and you want them to get better, and you're making it hard to watch the professionals. I enjoyed talking with those guys. I enjoyed watching how they bowled and where they bowled and stuff like that. I'm trying to learn. I'm a 165 bowler. I have to get better, and I'm trying to get better. That's the thing is, like, my whole life I'm a self-taught bowler, which is probably not the best, but it's just the way it was. That's just the way it is. I bowl kind of like Pickles does, no thumb, one hand. Just started getting some lessons. I tried to get lessons from somebody else before, but he wanted me to do some drills like on my knees and that. I'm like, I can't get on my knees like that. I can't. I can't. So I've shied away, and I'm working with this guy out of Tommy Jones Pro Shop, and he's got me doing some drills that I don't have to get on my knees. He's showing me how to get my release, where to move on the lane and stuff like that. And I've done like one lesson. I feel like a great improvement. The other thing is, he's like, why don't you just bowl two-handed? I'm like, well, it doesn't feel comfortable. He's like, try it. Just show me. I'm like, all right. He's like, that actually doesn't look too bad. I'm like, all right. So I've been messing around with it, and today I went out and bowled a 193, 180, 176, and then a 146. But it's that thing of just getting that comfort level of getting that release and kind of like getting down and putting where to put the ball.
Well, yeah, and I learned two-handed purely just to be able to teach the mechanics of it. I am, unfortunately, my hips are too tight and my midsection's too wide to be a really effective two-handed bowler because there's a lot of mass I got to get around.
Yeah.
But I learned it enough to be able to teach it.
Here's the thing is I got league coming up on Monday. It's the week before position round. We're in 4th place. Like, do I try to mess with it during league, or do I just, kind of leave it for tinkering on the side until I can really get that comfort level?
Yeah, I mean, if you're in it, I would definitely do it on the side and then spend the summertime dedicating to it. If you're not bowling in a summer league, or if you're bowling in a summer league, go into week 1 going, hey, I'm doing this two-handed until I can get comfortable, and then after an entire summer of bowling two-handed in league, see where it takes you.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I hear you, big Josh. Yeah, it's. But the thing is, like, I'm starting to feel that comfort level, and that's the scary part. Is you start feeling comfortable, and then it goes sideways, and then your teammates look at you like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, that's what I experienced with it. Like, you can be comfortable with it, and then you blink and it goes away, and you don't have all the time that you had bowled, the way you were used to fall back on, and you get into panic mode and try to fix 5 different things at once, and then next thing you know, you're 6 kinds of lost.
Yeah. So that's one of the things I've been working with this guy with. Like I said, just one lesson so far, but trying to pick up my spares. I'm probably just over 50% spare shooting right now. So that's really where I need to pick up my game is being able to pick up the spares, especially on the right side.
Yep, you'd be able to do that, and that'll turn you from a 165 average to a 185 in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
My issue is I'm 95% in the pocket, but I'm leaving some weird ass crap. 4.9 and 4.10 and 4.7.10, 3.10, 5.6 the other day. I mean,
really,
it's all over the place, dude. I don't know. I wonder if my PAP has changed, maybe.
Well, I mean, with you being a no-thumber, it can change quickly.
I mean, I am throwing it a little bit more consistent, a little bit different, or it's time for a new drill. One of the two.
Yeah. I mean,
Mark, I plan on it.
I'm kind of in that same boat as you. I mean, I'm hitting a lot of pocket, but I'm leaving a lot of single pins, and it's one of the most frustrating things in the world to be sitting there shooting and realizing you've got 800 ball motion and 600 ball carry.
Yeah.
Or
Mark,
me, 800 motion and 600 pin carry.
Yeah. Mark, I do plan on it. I might try to convince Hayden in the next couple weeks to come down on a weekend, maybe, before I get back to work, if you're available.
Oh, and speaking of Dillard, I will be down in Springfield the weekend of April 25th for the Greater Ozarks Open.
How big is the Greater Ozarks?
Pretty
It's a huge tournament. They just started this week. It just started this week, and it'll end in like late August, early September.
Wow.
And there are thousands of teams that come through at that point and bowl it. We go down there the last full weekend in April, and both houses are completely packed for both the morning and afternoon blocks.
That's crazy. I'll be honest, this is my first year doing, I'll be going out to the Nationals out in Reno. So I'm looking forward to that experience.
I'll be in Reno the week after Memorial Day.
That's Memorial Day week is when I think we're going. I have to pull up a calendar to see the exact dates.
What's up, Squatch? How are you tonight, bud?
Yeah, I'm thinking it's like the 25th and 26th. We're going to be down there.
Yeah, I know that. I know ours is right at the Tuesday and Wednesday after Memorial Day.
Oh, we'll be down there about the same time then.
And I hope to God we have better blocks than we had last year, because we didn't get done with teams until like 2:00 in the morning on Wednesday night, on Thursday morning. It was a absolute nightmare.
Let's see here.
Was Pickles not coming tonight? Is that what it is?
I have no idea. You would think it's a half hour after showtime started. He'd have been in here by now.
Yeah. I must have misread it, because I thought he was coming.
Yeah, I thought he'd said he would just be a little bit late.
Yeah, so we're doing teams the 26th, 7:45, and the 27th we're doing the singles and doubles at 7 a.m.
Ooh, you got 2 early blocks.
Yeah, I don't know how we did that, because I think last year we were supposed to go, but something happened with our payment, and we were scheduled at like 11 o'clock at night or something last year.
Yep. Like, the worst one last year, not last year, but the year before in Vegas, we had the 11:30 block Tuesday, and we turned around and did the 7:30 in the morning block the day after. So you literally got like no sleep.
Are you allowed to just sleep there in the lanes?
I would have. But luckily I was staying at South Point, so it was just a matter of taking my stuff to the locker and then going upstairs and catching like 4 hours of sleep.
Thank you, sir.
Gotcha.
So my issue is I don't want to bowl tournaments until I'm on house at least 200. I mean, I get they've got some tournaments that kind of handicap helps, or they put you in even divisions and stuff like that. But being a 180, 185, 190 bowler, I don't have the confidence so I'm not consistent enough. And that's my issue.
Well, Cobes, at a 180 bowler, if I didn't already have a doubles partner for Reno, I would gladly take you, because it would lower my division. Because what it does is if there's 2 people in 2 separate divisions, you get slotted into the lower division. So you would actually be a massive help to me.
Okay. See, my thing is, I'm not that great of a bowler, but I don't mind taking on a challenge. I want to up my game, so I don't mind bowling somebody better than me. Just to push myself.
Mm-hmm.
I've tried to challenge a couple guys at work, but they keep not showing up. So I slot those in as a W.
Oh, absolutely.
Mark, you're not wrong.
What up, Skylar? But yeah, I mean, that's how I cashed in Baton Rouge last year. Was I got doubled up with a senior bowler, and we got put into the standard division when I was in the regular division, and all we had to do was break All we had to do was break, I believe, 1,000. I think we shot 1,050 and still cashed.
See, Mark, I think my last week I bowled a 187. I think in the 8th I had a 710. 9th I had a 710. I mean, I don't know. I'm doing something wrong. I don't know.
You know what you do is you invest in a plastic ball. Plastic balls make.
I have one. So okay, at the one house, it's easy to get your spare ball because they got them round tier like little kiosk you put your ball in.
Yeah.
That's easy because you can just spin them around. At the other house, they've got them underneath of the ball return, and it's a pain in the ass trying to wait for the person next to you to go, and you got to bend down and grab the ball, and you got to walk back around. I get so irritated with it, so I throw my normal ball.
Yeah, that's what happens at two of our places. Is they've got those like racks underneath the normal ball return for your spare balls. But you're right. You don't want to distract the person that's bowling next to you, so you wait till they throw it. Then you pick it up, you throw the plastic ball, and then you got to stand there and wait at the ball return for it to come back, and then put it underneath. It is a time suck.
Or you just be the bad guy and just put two balls up top.
Well, when you're bowling 5-man teams, you can't put two balls up on the rack.
Oh man, a 5-man league. Oh, that's like forever.
I'm the ball police when it comes to that, because if I see it and it's coming out and the ball's getting stuck, or it's the single one right up top, I'm like, all right, who the hell's got two balls up here? Get your shit off the fucking rack.
The other thing is just go to a smaller league. Go to like a 3-man or a 4-man team league.
A lot of them here have switched to 5-man for sanctioned.
Okay.
So I think I'm going to counter it. I'm just going to take my ball cup and set it on the table. That way I can just grab it from the table.
I was going to say, I know a lot of people that do that. I know a lot of people that do that.
Then the other house is just a pain in the ass there. It's so frustrating. I mean, 1 second it's tight. Next thing you know, it's all messed up. I mean, it's transition hell if you don't pay attention. And a lot of it's frustration on those misses.
All right, so how many guys bowl in like sport pattern leagues? You do?
I do, but they're more towards spring out around here.
I was going to say all of our sport shots are usually, unless it's like a one-off tournament, the leagues are usually sport shot leagues or summertime.
Yeah, gotcha. Because like I have a hard time trying to, like I said, I'm trying to challenge myself and trying to find some better, ways to challenge myself to learn the sport patterns. But it's hard to find those leagues. I know our regular league did a summer sports shot, and like half the league decided like they didn't want to bowl it because they don't want to bowl a sports pattern when you want to try to say, hey, we want to call bowling a sport, that when you say sport pattern, they just want to walk away.
Yeah, there's usually a high mortality rate during a sport shot league, especially if people are signing up for it for the first time and don't know what to expect when they get there. They shoot a $130, $130, $110, and then they quit.
I gotcha.
Well, Carson, a lot of people during the fall are preparing for tournaments on house shot.
Yeah.
I think is why. Because a lot of tournaments during this time are modified house shots.
Yeah, I would love to get onto more sport shot tournaments and off of house shot tournaments, but the majority of the tournaments in the St. Louis area, unless it's summertime, are going to be on
the
house or barely modified house.
It's funny, the alley near us, Paradise Lanes, they got in trouble for making it too difficult, the house pattern too difficult. And they had to put out a thing that said, hey, we're working on the pattern. Just bear with us. We understand you guys are frustrated. Like, what's wrong with low scores? If you're challenging people.
Exactly.
See, I don't do bad on the PBA patterns. It's getting outside of the PBA patterns that get frustrating for me.
Yeah, Britt. We all know that Joel likes to torture his tournament bowlers.
Well, on top of it, his house is tight, really tight. So you got to be pretty accurate there. And then when you're going from a house shot to a pattern or a short pattern to a long pattern, boy, it's brutal.
Yeah,
exactly.
And I hear you. The no urethane too. They put out patterns that are built for urethane, and then say, "Don't bring your urethane ball."
Patterns aren't necessarily built for urethane, but the way bowling has went is anything automatically. We've got so trained to throw urethane that anything below 38, 39 feet, they're like, oh, the only thing you can throw is urethane, which is complete bullshit.
Well, I think like with Storm coming out with some of the things that they just came out recently, Hammer's done it. Them guys, you don't really need urethane anymore on them.
Right,
Yeah,
I agree with what they've done with the concept, the NUs, the motive tanks. I agree. Traditional urethane, there's too many other good options to not necessarily have to use traditional urethane.
Yeah, I've been throwing that level, and I really enjoy that. I know you guys were talking last week. That's kind of like the first step in the new type of urethane per se. But I really enjoyed that. That's why I was throwing it earlier today.
I've got a purple hammer.
I love
What's
that.
I've got a purple hammer. I've had it for about a year now, Steve.
Something like that.
I think I got it about a year ago. I've
Yeah.
only thrown it twice. And that
But
was on, I think that was on the 32-foot pattern that we had.
Yeah. Yep. But that's the other thing too. Like, if they want to say you can throw urethane, I want them to go back to the 1980s urethane. I want you to be able to throw a fab hammer, and that's it. No modern urethane. That way, it actually only hooks about yay much.
Well, see, they still complain about that. So Eastgate up the road, I went up there and checked out their Thursday night men's, and this one old guy that bowls there, he's an old school hammer guy. He only throws stuff from the 80s and 90s. And they're like, oh, if this guy wasn't throwing old school urethane on house shot, we would be doing good. I'm like, that has nothing to do with it.
I was say that's all up here. Because if you got a guy throwing urethane on house, it's easy to get around it. All you got to do is pick whether you want to stay inside his urethane line or stay outside of his urethane line.
I was going to say, he's setting up your friction.
Yeah, the only time it's ever going to affect you is when you're trying to play right on top of his urethane line.
Right.
And then you just move.
I think it's an intimidation factor. Mentally, people can't handle it. So,
Mark, I beg to differ. You cannot tell me that a light blue fab hammer and a modern purple slammer are the same thing. They are not.
They're softer, aren't they? Over time, I don't know. I didn't bowl in the
urethane.
So.
That's the whole reason why they went
softer over time.
Yeah, that's why they went to the 78 hardness. And that's why there's a time frame of when your urethane can be manufactured.
Yeah, it's got to be 2 years or newer.
See, when we were bowling that one sport league out here at Eastgate last year, I would pull my urethane out and put it on the table, and people would just freak out. And you're like, I already got you mentally beat. Let's go.
Right.
And that's what people don't understand is there's such a mental game to bowling is that you have to know your patterns. You got to know where to put it. You got to know your angles. And you get some of these guys in the league that you're used to bowling, 220s, 230s, and they start, throwing one bad game, and you're like, I already got you beat because you're so frustrated. You're blaming the lanes, you're blaming the urethane, you're blaming whatever, everything except what your mechanics are.
Right.
Well, see,
just to clarify real quick, Cobra, for Mark, because he was saying that the functionality of the urethane is the same. They do the same thing. I agree. What I'm talking about is the strength of the cover stock of the urethane. A purple slammer that is a pearlized urethane is going to have a whole lot stronger cover stock than a 1980s fab hammer. Just the urethane strength. The ball is going to move a lot more than an older 1980s urethane.
Right. See, this is where I was going to say. If I was bowling against a Mark Dillard with a urethane, I would be happier. But your typical house shot thrower who does not hit the same lines and throws left or right and this way, that way, this way, every which way, it does add a little bit difference to it. But like if I'm going up against experienced bowlers, I'm more for it because they're setting the lanes up better for you anyways.
Oh yeah, exactly. If you've got a sprayer and prayer, you're all screwed because he's just depositing oil down lane and it's just sprayed everywhere. But if you've got somebody that's throwing urethane that's consistent, that hits the same mark, that can repeat shots, especially if, like, say, I'm bowling another lefty that is throwing urethane, I'm going to swing the ball way outside of his line with something really strong that's going to flip and react, and then I'm going to use the oil that they deposited down lane to the inside portion of that as free hold, so if I yank it, it's going to sit there and spin.
Right. But no, like experienced bowlers, throw your urethane. I'm all for it. I don't even care if you're a bad bowler. Throw whatever you want. Make the adjustment. I mean, if my scores are low, my scores are low. It is what it is.
Right.
Everybody's bowling on the same lane, so it's going to affect everybody the same.
And that was one of the things I had to learn really, really quickly when I was bowling the PBA regionals, was not just to be able to prepare for what I'm facing on the lane I'm at. I needed to look down my entire progression sheet and see how the people were throwing on the pair I'm going to, especially if that pair had a lefty on it too. See how they were playing, because that'll help me formulate my game plan for when I get there. Now, if there wasn't a lefty on that pair, okay, I'm just going to keep throwing the shot that's working on this pair. But if there was another lefty, I'm going to go over there. I'm going to see how they were throwing, see what kind of line they were playing, and I can make my adjustments off of that. What's a decent swag rock to replace the Web and the Web Tour? Ooh, the solenoid core. The Web Tour, I'm going to tell you the Craze Tour. Either solid or pearl. Both of those are going to be really good for that. They're that lower end benchmark, just like the Webs were. To replace a traditional Web, you're probably looking at an Unreal or a Fusion, just because that's a step above, closer to that traditional benchmark spot, where the Craze Tour is going to be the lower end of that benchmark shape.
So it's interesting. I put out a post on my TikTok about, like, what are your favorite ball brands, individual ball brands, going to like Ebonite, Storm, Global, whatever. I guess somebody got in a little bit of an argument with Pickles about swag, and they kind of like try to like say, hey, swag is the Walmart version of the bowling industry, basically.
Hold on.
Where do you see guys? And I know I've talked to people. Swag is up and coming. Do you see Swag putting in for the PBA in the next few years?
In the next few years,
Or what would you say a time frame for that would be?
it's more likely to be somewhere around 2028 than 2027, because we're funneling a lot of money into R&D right now to make sure our product is a high quality and reestablishing our brand as a high quality brand. And we're going to get more return on investment having us staffers represent a high quality ball than it would be to sign a PBA contract, PBA bowler to a contract. They may or may not make television, and then paying all the PBA fees.
Yeah. Like I said, I know I've been hearing a lot of good things about Swag. You know, you talk to some of the pro shops, like, yeah, they really upped their game. And like I said, it was just, I know I could see Pickles trying to hold back when somebody's like out there trying to, like, you know, demean the product that, you know, that's trying to put the money in and do the right thing.
Josh, you throw hard enough at 15. If you drop to 14, you'd be throwing 25 miles an hour.
The Randy Johnson of bowling.
No shit.
My thing is, I don't think you should have to argue. I mean, when you argue, you get more people involved, and more people start going against you, then you get ganged up on. At the end of the day, you know what it does for you. You know how you bowl with it. Just post your scores. Scores talk. The more you argue with people on the internet, you're not going to make or break them. You're not going to convince anybody. I mean, it's kind of like Android and iPhone. There's always going to be a debate, you know. That's just my opinion on it.
But that's also why I didn't get involved and try to back Pickles up, because I'm like, I have a really short temper. So if I get heated, it's not going to go well. So I'm just going to leave that alone.
I didn't mind it. It got some traffic. It's getting traffic on my TikTok page. You know, trying to break that 600 followers. I'm almost there. You know, so I don't mind the traffic.
Well, honestly, the easiest way to gain followers is rage bait. I mean. That's just a tactic. I mean, if it works, do it. I mean, more power to you.
I mean, I got 23,000 views on a video that was all about it.
Right.
So just start putting videos out about how string pins are the best.
Right.
Oh, goodness.
As a staffer, you want to defend your brand.
Yeah.
But at the same time, staffer's got to hold himself to a higher level too.
Yeah.
I'm going to trust somebody who's not out there arguing with people over who are arguing over it. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, but that's me. I mean.
And that's exactly how I've been doing it. Somebody's like, "Oh, how are the new balls?" I'm like, "Well, the two new ones I got, I'm averaging close to 230 with, so I'm not complaining."
Yeah. Like he said, just post the scores. Let them see it.
Right.
The proof is in the pudding.
I don't know anything about the new lineup. I've seen very few videos on them, but I can tell you this: their spare ball is the best looking spare ball on the market. I mean, I think if they did too, man. Mark.
I want to disagree with you. I love the Storm clear balls. I think to me that I like the looks of those ones.
Well, see, like Tipton, that's why I would come to you and say, "Hey, what's your opinion on this?" Because you're open-minded. Closed-minded people are going to sell you something that you don't need. You see what I'm saying?
Well, and that's the thing is, like, somebody asked me about the Craze Tour Solid. I'm like, well, I mean, you look at the very first video I posted with it, the very first game I threw with it, I dropped to 257.
Right. And there is that factor. Some balls match up different with other people and yada, yada, yada. I mean, I get that.
Right.
But layouts, everything on them, too. I mean.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I've definitely got a little more of a unique layout on that Craze Tour Solid, but I have it drilled that way because I wanted to mimic my Craze Pearl. that I can just throw earlier and have it read the lane better. And then once it starts reading too early, I can go right to the Crazed Pearl, throw the exact same shot, throw it the exact same way, and get the exact same ball reaction.
Yeah. See, I think I've even been talking to Hayden this week, and because I threw his Origin the other day because I was so frustrated, nothing was working. I mean, but I see the difference between Storm and Hammer in this aspect. Hammer, when it hooks, it hooks. It ain't stopping. It's going through, and it's just going to keep going whatever way it hooked. Storm kind of corrects itself and continues. It's got a little bit more continuous motion. And I'm like, man, do I really want to switch to Storm now before I get too much further in this? Or do I want to stick with Hammer?
Right. Well, and that's the thing, Mark, is a lot of us swag staffers are trying to get into those more exposure tournaments that are, the big deal tournaments that aren't PBA. So we're trying to get into those higher dollar local tournaments where the big serious bowlers that aren't PBA bowlers are, to get exposure to the brand. And if we can shoot high scores in those scenarios, it's only going to help.
Well, I mean, how long have they been pushing? 3 years now since the rebrand?
The rebrand is just a year, right at a year.
A year. So give them another 5 years. I mean, they're basically a startup company right now. They're redoing everything.
Now, when you talk about the rebrand, are you talking about going from California Bowling to Swag, or okay?
Yeah. Well, Swag's always been a brand, a standalone brand, but it was previously part of California Bowling and Lordsfield, and then they split from that, and that's when the 2025 rebrand happened.
Gotcha.
And I understand what you're saying, Mark, but you gotta pay that person the PBA standard for a contract. You got to pay to be PBA registered. And then what if that person never makes a TV show and doesn't win? That's money that's wasted.
Well, take Sean Rash, for example. What didn't he have high demands and high? If a contract was coming, he had a lot of stipulations into it.
No, he is partnered with Swag and Bowlers Mart right now. And he was one of our testers for the most recent rebrand. He came in late last year, but he was throwing the first wave of releases last year, the second wave of releases last year, and then he's throwing the first wave of these most recent releases. But what I like about Sean is he's going to be brutally honest with you. He'll tell you which one of the swag balls he can't stand, and he'll tell you the ones he loves. Like for him, the Crazed Pearl, the Crazed Pearl, never liked it because it was too clean and too smooth, and it didn't have enough back end motion for him. Loves the Crazed Tour Solid. Loved the original Crazed Solid. Didn't match up really well with the base Fusion or the Fusion Hybrid. He'll be 100% honest on what he matches up with on our brand and what he doesn't.
I agree with you, Mark. I totally, fully, 100% agree with you.
Carson is asking about the YellowMagic name. That actually, I used to throw the Motive Red Line Forza, and a friend of mine, his kid saw me throw that ball. It's pure yellow, and he started calling me YellowMagic, and it kind of stuck. That's just a simple explanation.
But yeah, and the other example is when before they split with California Bowling, they had Anthony Lavery Spar under contract for years, and the dude never made a TV show while he was contracted with Swag. So that's just money that was funneled into him that you never got an ROI on because he never made a show.
Yeah, there's like 100 bowlers every week, and 5 of them are going to make a TV show.
Exactly. And I'm not saying we're never going to get PBA certified. I'm just saying it's not on the priority list right now.
It's better to put out a good product than spend money that you're never going to see back.
Exactly.
But I think PBA requires way too high.
Oh, I agree. And Brandon, I completely agree. I think the two biggest sellers that we have out of this new wave right now are both the balls that I got. It's the Judgment and the Craze Tour Solid. Although I think the Unreal Solid is a real sleeper.
See, that would be a smart move to get down if they wanted to go that venue, get down in the high school levels, and because that's where you're going to get a lot of kids buying balls and stuff like that. I mean,
High school, college.
maybe they should do high school tournaments or showcases for high school kids or something. Maybe
Oh, and we're doing that. We're doing expos and we're doing trade shows and things like that. Those are actually getting ready to start getting kicked up here in the next month or two. And then there's also talks about possibly doing some other things on top of just having a booth at the expos and the trade shows.
Youth camps would be great too. Thank you. Youth camps. I mean, you always do that. Get someone who's a decent tournament bowler to host camps in different regions.
The Maximum Effect, I think, is a good ball, but it's overshadowed by the Zero Mercy Solid.
Yeah, we got to get bowling back into like some of the like high school and stuff like that, and that's a great opportunity to get kids to start getting into a brand. Is there. High school bowling is something that great for kids that aren't like say sport savvy into the regular sports.
Around here, high school bowling's huge, but the price point that swag has would be great for high schoolers.
Absolutely, we got some of the best prices in the entire industry.
Because they're going to tear them up in their first couple years, anyways. So they're not out $260. I mean, I'm not saying it's because it's cheap. I'm just saying that would be a way to target an audience.
Well, Brandon, I wasn't confident enough to say that, but I'm glad you did, sir.
They're going to have some demos.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, out here in South Carolina, I would like to try to see some of these balls.
Demos would be great too, yeah. But out here, only pro shops do demos with Storm. I have not seen many Brunswick demos around here. I've seen one house, maybe two houses do Storm around here demos. So I mean,
yeah,
demos are kind of falling off too.
Yeah, I was going to say I try. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, Britt. As far as the price point, you're looking at anywhere between $129 for a entry level performance ball like the Craze series, and then the most expensive ball we have is the Judges and the Judgments, and those are at $189.
I always say it's hard to find demos these days. Like I look on Facebook, I search the internet. Like even the manufacturers don't even show where these demos are going to be these days.
Yeah, back in the day, the demos were everywhere, and now they're just getting less and less common. But I think that's one of the best ways that we're going to be able to get the balls in the hands of people that are interested in the product but don't necessarily want to make the investment first. That way they can at least give it a shot. If they match up with it, great. You have another option. And if not, hey, the only thing you've wasted is a couple hours at a demo day.
See, DJ, I agree with you too. I mean, high school sports are already expensive as can be. And take our local school, you got to buy certain shoes, you got to buy certain shirts, you got to buy this, you got to buy that, you got to buy this. It gets overwhelming at times, and a lot of parents feel that frustration because they're already forking out so much. I think a lot of the high schoolers honestly use used equipment because it's easier to get a hold of.
Yeah,
It's a lot
100%. One of my youth bowlers in my area, I donated a 3-ball bag to him, so I know he got every single thing that I gave him plugged and redrilled.
Or maybe even Swag collectively can go up to some of these state officials and say, "Hey, we want to help out the younger bowling community. If we give them maybe a discount code, maybe you guys can throw this discount code for 10% off or 20% off." You see what I'm saying? I mean, that could be a possibility too.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely something that can be looked into farther down the line. Like I said, right now we're just trying to make sure that we're getting our R&D right, making sure that we are on par, if not slightly above par, on what industry standards are for performance equipment. And right now we're just getting the balls into people's hands and letting the scores speak for themselves. I know at one point before the rebrand, before we had distribution, the only way you could get a swag ball was directly through a swag staffer. But with us being able to get into the distribution and getting into the pro shops now, it's a whole lot easier to get your hands on our equipment, which is a huge plus.
See, DJ, that's an issue in itself. I mean, if they're using non-properly drilled balls, that's not good for their hands, their wrist, especially women. I mean, at those ages, their wrists tend to be a little bit more sensitive than guys. I mean, but Steve, you might be able to pitch that as kind of like sacrifice 10% here in 5 years. When these guys are buying this at full price, you'll make that 10% back. You see what I'm saying?
Completely agree. I agree.
Or do a swag high school bowler package, bowling ball, bag, shoes for under $200 or something. You see what I'm saying?
We do have something like that for pro shops. We have a distributor package, which is an unbelievably good deal as far as the package we have for the distributors.
But the downside to that is you go to a Storm pro shop, they're going to push Storm. You see what I'm saying?
If they want to make the money, you tell them that, hey, I want the swag Unreal, and you can order it, and once it gets here, you can drill it for me. And if you don't want to do that, I'll go somewhere else, because I can get it from any pro shop.
Get it from
you're
Bowlers
not wrong. But if you go in as a parent and say, what ball do I need to use for my child starting out? You go into a Storm, they're going to say, well, we're going to put you in a Tropical Surge. You go into a Brunswick, oh, we're going to put you in a Rhino or da-da-da-da-da. You see what I'm saying? They're going to try to sell that ball first. But...
Well, yeah, it's because likely they're under contract with... They're under a pro shop staff contract. They're supposed to push what they're supposed to push.
Well, 90% of all pro shops are, though.
But there are also people like Joel and people like D-Gab who want the best interest for the bowler in the shop, and they don't really care. Now, granted, they're going to tell you that, hey, I can get you into this faster because I have it in the shop, but if you want something else, I can order it for you.
So what is Swag trying to get into more pro shops and have more sponsorships with pro shops?
Yeah, we're working on a pro shop program as far as a staff program for pro shops. But the biggest hurdle that we cleared was actually getting in with the distributors themselves, like Classic, like Grand Prix, like Bowl Island. Those are the places where all the pro shops order their equipment from. Which once we got in with them and we were able to start getting our products in with them, that enabled the pro shops to be able to order it either on demand or have it on their shelves.
Gotcha.
Are you wanting to come up, Pickles? Here, I'll send you an invite just in case. If you do, if you don't...
I didn't even see who was in here.
Man, Pickles.
Exactly.
Pickles is always promoting me.
See, DJ, that's my thing. I mean, unless a person around here mentions Swag, nobody talks about it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, nobody talks about it until they see people dropping scores with it.
There ain't many swag bowlers out here, though. I mean,
I know. They're up until this most recent wave. I think I was one of 3 people that was throwing swag in St. Louis, and now swag's in the hands of probably over a dozen people here in this area. So we're growing. It's just a slow process. Rome wasn't built in a day.
because like if I go to any house around here and say, "Have you tried swag or heard of swag?" They would be like, "Swag? What's that?" And you tell them, "I've never heard of it. That's a bowling company." I mean, I've seen one swag ball drilled other than Hayden's at our pro shop, and that's because a guy won it in a raffle. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. But I mean, I had the same issue with the pro shop in one of the 3 houses I bowl in. He's like, "Dude, I don't ever have any demand for swag." I was like, "Well, just to let you know, I'm a swag staffer, and these are the scores I've been putting up. So, I mean, if you want to see what the brand's about, I'm definitely here to talk to you." So,
Carson, I'm not trying to talk you into anything, but I don't feel anybody should dislike or put down any company until they've thrown it for their personal self and make a decision.
Absolutely.
and that's exactly what I tell people when they want to crap on the brand. I'm like, "Have you even thrown one since we've done the rebrand?"
There it is, right there.
Because I mean,
I'm like, because if you haven't thrown one since the rebrand, you have no relevance to talk whatsoever.
because like I had a bad experience with a swag ball, but
Yeah, but
I
that
also
was
see
pre rebrand.
right. But I also see where Hayden took one and he made it look good. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's all the bowler at that point.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yo, can you buy? Y'all buy? Bro, I'm telling you, get on Facebook Marketplace. You might be able to find some for free, brother.
Well, and see, Mark, and that's exactly what drew me into swag, is because after after the rebrand, I started. Number one, the first ball I ever even remotely was interested in and that got the brand on my radar was the Dragon, because I was like, "Ooh, they rebranded. They have this really cool looking bowling ball." And I started asking questions about, what the bowling ball was. And when somebody said original Black Widow, but with more control, I was like, "You have my attention." Because I was a big Motive guy, and Motive, their thing was control, 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 control. And I was sitting there going, okay, if this is another control company and I don't have to pay a Motive premium price for that control, I'll kick my heels and do an Irish jig. And wound up putting 3 of their balls in my bag, and then it's like, okay, yep, I match up really well with this. I match up, if not just as good, if not better, with this than I did with the Motive stuff. And that's when we went all in.
Well, see, I kind of agree with you, Tipton, but also at the same time, I kind of disagree too. Because Pickles will tell you, I've sent him probably, 10 to 15 videos of throwing the ace. And that ball would not move for me at all. And I even had Hayden throw it, and Hayden throws the ball better than I do, and he couldn't even get it to hardly move. So, I mean, I just think the ace was not a match for me. Especially
and not all
in
balls
this
are going to
area.
be a match. Yeah, not all balls are going to match up with you. Because I
Plus
mean,
it's a hybrid.
look at Pickles. He's got one of our balls that doesn't match up with him. Now we have an idea of a surface change that could possibly wind up getting that ball to match up with him.
Right.
But out of box, he did not match up with it at all.
Right. That was 1 out of 6? I mean, honestly, at the end of the day, it's. I'm not even going to blame the ball. It could be the drill for sure. Do I want to replug it and try again? Yeah. But do we have other gear that I already know that I already have and throwing better? Yeah. honestly, like just throwing Serpent today. First hybrid, I absolutely loved, bro.
I told you were gonna love that ball.
Bro, that Serpent is fire.
I would love to put one in my bag, but in my opinion, it's just too close to the judgment, and I don't want the overlap.
Yeah, but I mean, and I don't want to talk anything down about the Dragon Solid, but guess what? Apex Solid, dude.
And if you didn't get the
Love
Apex
that.
Solid, I was going to tell you to try the Unreal Solid with the AP26 and see how much more you like it. But I think the Apex Solid is absolutely perfect for you.
Yeah, the Apex Solid is absolutely going to be my benchmark ball from now on. And when I need a down ball, it's going to be the Dragon Solid. I need to know when to get out of the Apex Solid and go down to the Dragon Solid. Because look, I'm stubborn, right?
Aren't we all?
No,
Right.
Really?
So I mean,
I don't know. I see you do some weird things for pickles, bro.
Exactly right. So I mean, I just started throwing the Serpent, and I just started throwing the Assassin. I like the Assassin, however, in my mind, I need to get out of the fact that the Assassin looks so dull. I can't look at that ball and say it's a solid, because it's not a solid. It's a pearl. But
Brandon, are you thumb bowler?
it's so dull that I automatically look at it. I'm like, oh man, I can make that thing curve. But it's a pearl. I need to get that out of my head.
I was gonna say, if you're a two-hander, I have Dragon here, and I've got an Ace that you could try.
No, Brandon. He was talking to Brendan. Or Brandon.
Braden?
Same
Brandon,
difference.
Mr. Cook.
or Brandon, or
Mr.
Brandon.
Cook. Yes, I've only got all my stuff is.
I know I have the Radical shirt on, but I've been throwing Storm lately, the SPI. Storm, my benchmark probably is the level. I have the Zen 25 and the IQ 78.
Bro, get that Vengeance from 900 Global. The Bionic's going to be a nasty ball, and the Transformer. You should look into those three. They're bangers.
Mm-hmm.
I watched this guy throw a Vengeance the other night. He didn't move one board all night, and he shot a 760 series with it.
We had a 65-year-old man drop a 700 series throwing a Vengeance on us 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, that sounds great, but right now I'm on a pause for buying stuff. I'm trying to work on my mechanics and kind of get to a point where I feel comfortable with what I have, and then we'll go from there. That's kind of where I'm at this point.
It's understandable, but you can also wait a couple weeks, and you might be able to get them on Facebook Marketplace for a fraction of the cost of one drill on them. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
I will throw this out today. Before the tournament started, during practice, I threw a 289 game with the Apex Solid. Went all 10, and then got to 11 and left a 5 pin. Yeah.
See, that Equinox Solid, that's a daddy ball, as I would say. That ball is nasty.
Dude, it's a fantastic ball. And to the person that compared Swag to Pyramid.
Pickles, I saw you wanted to come after the guy. I was thinking bro. I was going to have to hold you back.
All day. Like, look, if you don't know what you're talking about, that's all I'm going to say, man.
My thing is, though, Pickles, I appreciate the banter because it just brought traffic into my house. That's
Yeah,
all.
and I mean, I wasn't trying to be disrespectful by any means.
No.
I was just stating facts.
I'm sure you held back a little bit.
Oh yeah, I did. But dude, I mean,
Brittany, I think he's going to.
Okay, Carson. The Equinox, the closest thing numerically that Swag's going to have to the Equinox is going to be the Judge Solid.
But that's why I post that kind of stuff. I want people to talk. I want people to.
I appreciate that. And honestly, I appreciate those kind of posts because I appreciate having opinions, but
have educated opinions.
yeah, exactly, right. And honestly, I really wasn't expecting him to come back at me about it by any means. But like, if you're gonna have an opinion about it, do your research about it, right? Like,
Yeah.
and honestly, like my response towards him was more of a, do you really know like what you're talking about? Like, number one, do you know how much it costs for those fees? Because look, it's not even just Swag that hasn't paid those fees. Brunswick, DV8.
Yeah, they didn't pay for Columbia 300.
What's
Right.
up, Chase?
There's multiple companies, and when I say multiple companies, some of those companies are a group sister company, right? Like Brunswick, DV8, all of them. They're all in the same category. That aren't paying those fees because those fees are so astronomical.
Columbia 300, yeah.
Yeah.
What's up, Maya?
I was going to say, Brandon, I should not have tried to disagree with you. I looked, the Dragon Solid's numerically identical, the exact same numbers as the Equinox Solid. They are identical as far as numbers go.
So it's not necessarily a diss towards any ball brand, but it's an astronomical number of how much they have to pay to get into the PBA.
Yeah.
And I mean, honestly, like Motive, everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, well, Motive pays it." Guess what? Motive is Motive. They put all their eggs into one basket, right?
And let's not be, they've had a good couple of years too.
Right.
EJ, Ethan, Sansu.
Correct.
They've got like the top few bowlers out there right now.
But they're also not throwing bowling balls out like it's an Easter egg hunt, right? And seeing what sticks and then discontinuing stuff. It's Motive. They're literally throwing out what they know, and they might pull a couple, but they're not doing a lot like what other brands are doing and throwing ball. And
well, they pulled a lot of their tank line. Like they only have one tank left.
Right.
No, they've got two because you can still throw the Tank Rampage Pearl if you've still got that one because that one qualifies too.
You can't get a new one.
No, well, I mean, you got to look for it. I'm sure you can. There's some discount. There's some discontinued bowling websites that probably still have plenty of them, but it's no longer being manufactured.
Right. Because they used to have four or five tanks out there.
Because when I was a Motive head, I was trying to find a desert tank for years and could not find one because they weren't made anymore, and the people that had them were not giving them up.
But yeah, bowling companies, some of these bowling companies come and go. Columbia 300's probably on the way on the other side. Swag is on the way up. You got to put the money where in the best possible spot. And R&D for Swag is where it's at.
And that's the other thing is, I mean, Swag's trying not to go the way that Big Bowling went. Big Bowling,
Right.
instead of sending everything into their R&D, they invested money in Rhino Page and Marshall Kent, and then they were gone within a year.
Swag is absolutely putting their money into their gear. They're not trying to be let's say brand specific. They're putting their money into the product. So with that being said, if you're putting your money into the actual product, you're going to get more out of it. You're going to get more when it comes to following, when it comes to I don't want to say, I know they're getting a lot of flack because everyone's like, oh, well, they're not in the PBA. But they're putting everything into making a product better day in, day out. So if you're going to push a product, you want a company that's going to put more money into the product rather than be like, yeah, we're good, we got it. Like, let's just let the name like speak for itself, because at the end of the day, the name's only going to go so far. However, if you have something that you can run with and you can put more into, you're going to get more and more people to throw that product because you're putting the effort into that product.
And Brandon, I 100% agree with you about the shelf appeal, because that was another big thing that was a big miss with Big Bowling, is every single one of their bowling balls was bowling shoe ugly.
Yeah.
It had zero shelf appeal.
Just look at it this way. Bad publicity could be good publicity too. It's selling itself because people are talking about it. I mean, that just sums it all up and cuts the bullshit out. I mean, haters hate.
Yeah, and I naturally root for underdogs. I had two big bowling balls. I had the shim and the big shim, and they were not good.
Dude, and honestly, I haven't got a lot of hate towards Swag until probably this last week. And,
Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy.
And then when I got it, and it wasn't even like, yeah, it was on a like a post here and there, but it was even like in house. And then today I threw the 289, and people were like, "Oh, like, what did you throw that with?" And I was like, "Swag." And they're like, "What is swag?" And I'm like,
How about you find out?
"Yeah, exactly." Like,
Come find out.
yeah, oh. And I'm like, okay, yeah. You shutting up now, aren't you?
Yeah.
I was gonna say that was the biggest thing for me, was they're like, when I made the switch, everybody's like, "Why are you throwing that?" I said, "How about you watch me throw it, and that'll answer all your questions."
Exactly, man. Dude, end of the day, if you don't know, like, I don't want to be that guy to absolutely say zip it, but don't be that person to talk smack on any brand that you don't know. And guess what? If someone rolls up next to me, has a pyramid ball, and throws a 300 next to me, am I gonna talk crap to them? No.
Yeah, but the likelihood of them throwing a 300 with a pyramid, let's be honest.
Right. No, but I'm just saying though, like, look, I know there's some plastic ball throwers that can do that, right?
Oh, I know.
So I'm not going to fault anybody. You do you, boo, all day long. However, like, respect the game. Period.
Yeah.
Dot.
All right.
Don't expect what works for you to work for Joe Schmo next door to you.
Right. It's like I said, I got frustrated with people trying to tell Jesper that he shouldn't be throwing urethane on both patterns last week. I'm like, if the guy knows how to throw the urethane and he can strike more than you, guess what? He's going to throw the urethane.
And that was the thing.
Put your money where the mouth is. Go bowl him, and he'll use urethane. You can use whatever you want, and see how that goes.
And that's the other thing I'll tell you, Magic, is I started turning heads with swag equipment at that Bolero because that was one of the first places I brought a full 3-ball bag with. And Nick, the bartender, who's a really good bowler in his own right, he's like, dude, why are you throwing that? I was like, it's because I match up with it. And he started looking at the scores I was posting week in and week out. And one day he's like, dude, I got to come back from behind the bar and sit and watch you throw that so I can get an idea of what you're working with. So he went from why in the hell are you doing that to, hey, I need to actually pay attention to that to see if it's actually going to match my game.
Thanks.
So, what happened in your tournament today, Pickles?
Well, he's late, so it's got to be good.
It wasn't a fantastic day. It was lackluster. I start off well, but I probably should have transitioned from the solid Apex to the Dragon, but I was being stubborn. But I mean, it wasn't a bad day. But then I got a phone call, and then I had a sick puppy, so hence why I was late. So I had to take my dog to animal hospital tonight. That's why I was late tonight.
Ooh, shit.
So yeah. So my mind went off of bowling to I got a sick puppy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take care of priorities.
Right. Yeah, and honestly, I always tell people, like, I know that I always try to tell people when you get into bowling, leave your problems at the door.
Yep.
Because it will affect you. But when stuff happens when you're at bowling,
I was gonna say when family gets involved, that trumps.
Yeah, and that kind of depleted my day a little bit. So, it happens. So, all end is good. He's fine. He's in recovery right now. He's chilling. He's gonna be relaxed with me tonight. But I know this. I know that bill's not going to be cheap. It never is.
Yeah, no shit. But yeah,
preemptively, I'm thinking we'll be good.
Good luck to Mr. Dillard. Let's bring home another title this year.
Yes, sir. So
that way we can start. That way we can start doing the Booker T. That next time we introduce him after he wins the second one, we can go two-time PBA 50 champion.
And he'll be like, what? I still didn't hear you.
I can't see the comments.
So what?
Put your glasses on.
Get
your cataracts fixed.
Life alert.
Help, I'm falling and I can't get up.
I'm telling you, we're going to get that Metamucil sponsorship for you eventually.
Geritol.
Bring back the odor eaters.
Hey, Walter Ray Williams III used an odor eater spare ball for years. There's a reason we call him the Golden Depend.
He's out here promoting the clapper.
Hey, you know what? If the PBA 50 comes to your area, Tony, I would love to be able to say we have multiple champions in the BHB family tree.
So who do you guys like for the show tomorrow?
Oh, well, I will actually be there. I will be in the stands wearing a BHB shirt, free pub. I like Justin Knowles simply seeing he's the number 1 seed and he only has to win 1 game. But the problem there is you only have to win 1 game and you're going into a transition blind, which makes winning the 1 game harder. I think if Russo gets past his first game, he's got a very good chance of running the entire ladder.
I like Ramfa. I think he's had the best look. He's been bowling on fire recently. So,
and you want to talk about a guy that paid his dues and did everything the right way? That dude cut his teeth on the regional tour for years before he caught his big break.
I think Fob does better last week if he doesn't have run into the Brandon Bonta, the baby B.
Well, I mean, wasn't nobody gonna survive the Bonta blizzard last week?
Yeah, I was like, I think Jesper did
hyper focused.
Jesper did well against him, but like I said, Brandon was just that much better.
Yeah, I mean, Jesper ran into corner pin hell for urethane. He left a couple of 7 pins that typical, reactive lines come in a little higher angle and kick that corner pin out. But that's what you risk when you're throwing urethane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what he throws best.
Oh, I know. I'm not faulting him for going with his A game. I'm just saying he fell victim to what tends to happen with urethane.
What's happened with Butters? I haven't seen much with him.
It looked like he withdrew on this last one. I know there's a bunch of stuff going on because AJ got reactive, something had nut reaction or something like that.
Yeah, he had an allergic reaction, and then somebody else had to withdraw because of injury.
Bill O'Neill.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I don't know what happened with Butters, but I know AJ was there the night before. He was there at the Pro-Am.
Well, the reason I was asking is I know, but like Butters is like a huge urethane guy, so I didn't know if he stepped out because of the urethane aspect. Because look, I mean, if you can qualify with urethane, but you can't use it in some finals, what's the point of?
Well, Butters, as much as I love Butters to death, we've got 2 years worth of evidence now. Butters was the benefit of the purple slammer. You took the purple slammer out of his hands, and
right? Absolutely,
he hasn't been the same since.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I was asking, because I honestly, I'm like, when everything hit the fan, I'm like, he's absolutely the first person I thought of that is going to be affected by this.
I was terrified Packy was going to wind up being a purple slammer guy too, like the benefit of the purple slammer. But he went to the black 78 and didn't miss a beat.
Yeah, he's versatile.
Getting the purple slammer taken away from Butters absolutely just killed him.
Which honestly, with his wrist action, I would think that Butters would be able to find something else that he would be able to manipulate in other aspects. Because, dude, look, end of the day, that dude can do this with a ball and still finish this.
Yeah, I mean, his hand is on the inside of the ball, and the ball is resting here on his forearm.
Yeah, exactly.
That's not supposed to happen.
Right. And I mean, for someone to be able to manipulate a ball that way, I would think that he'd be able to use something other than a hammer urethane.
I mean, I thought he was going to just go to the 78D, go to the black hammer, and have the same success. But it's just not translating for him.
I wonder if that Crown Vic would match up with him.
I think he would throw the Crown 78U. I think he would throw that really, really well.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything here on the why he withdrew. But I saw, I think it was like in the second round, he threw like one game and then was out. So I don't know why he withdrew.
I don't know, but the other thing is it looks like he's actually lost a little bit of weight from the last time that I had seen him. I was like, man, Butters is actually looking pretty dang good.
No, look at Steve over here simping.
Hey, I'm just calling it like I see it. Butters,
maybe he should go two-handed.
I mean, look, at the end of the day, I know everyone. We all deal with tribulations.
Yeah, no kidding.
Tribulations and times, and sometimes we need that break. If that's the case, then you do you. Absolutely.
Yeah, right.
No one's going to fault anybody for taking that break. I mean, mental awareness is absolutely something that you need to do. Don't push something because you feel like you have to. But in the same aspect, I hope that he's not taking a bench because of a restriction to a ball.
Yeah. Maya, the difference between the purple and the black hammer is the purple hammer is softer. So think of it as like snow tires versus street tires. Snow tires are going to have less air in them and cover more surface. That's the purple hammer. The black 78U, the black pearl 78U is harder, so it has less surface area to interact with the lane surface, which means it's going to react a little more tamer and not be as violent and not have as much grip on the lane. And so your miss
room is going to be less.
Yes. And as far as Mark's comment, not only could he have hyperextended his knee, but heaven forbid he actually sticks on the lane because the dude lets go of the ball while his foot is still sliding.
Oh, yeah.
So imagine if he stuck while he's trying to throw the ball.
Yeah.
Like ordinarily, you get an e-brake and you're just like, oh, crap. No, Butters gets an e-brake and he's throwing the ball. He could literally end up 20 feet down lane.
Well, with his style, even a slightly strained groin would mess with him.
Yeah. But it's great about these pros is like they'll be like in last place and they bowl every single game. That's true sportsmanship, being able to go out there and know that there's no way you're getting anywhere in the field and you still go bowl every single game. You go to some of these tournaments and 3 games in, they're like, I'm packing up my balls and going home.
Last year's St. Charles Open, I saw somebody throw a game and a half and quit.
Bro.
Madison, what is up? Long time no sees.
Well, I'm trying to get out to a couple more pro-ams this year, maybe the one up in the Masters and the Tournament of Champions, which I am the defending champ of the TOC Pro-Am. So got to go up there.
Cobra, go take that title from him. Go bowl that Pro-Am. It's in Ohio.
Akron, Ohio, Fairlawn. That's a great one. That's a great bowling alley to go visit. It's got the one where they say the world's best bowlers bowl here. I got my picture there.
Nice.
Nice.
Check it out. I know Mars was complaining about one in Toledo. I can't remember where, but he said like they got black spots in the lane. If you hit it, it's hooking regardless. Like within like the first 10 feet, the lanes are just so old.
No, these lanes up there in Akron, the Fairlawn, they keep that thing placed really good.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
immaculate.
Send me info on it.
All right.
But yeah, it's a different environment when you walk into that building.
Yeah, you feel it.
Now I've known about Western Bowl for a long time out here. I never knew it was that big. I walked in there the other day and I was like, holy cow, that's like 60 lanes in that thing. I was like, sheesh.
So you want to talk about a big bowling alley? Go up to Detroit and go to Thunder Bowl.
Yeah, Thunderbolt.
Yeah.
That place. I was telling my buddy about it, that I was going to bowl a pro-am up there, and he says Google Maps actually has it where you go inside the building and it has photos all the way around.
Yeah.
That's how big it is.
Thunderbolt's massive.
Yeah, I said I want to try to get up to that one. That's at the end of March. The TOC is end of April 21st.
Well, because I think a lot of people like your thing because it's consistent. I mean,
It's control.
and the left side,
Control.
and on the left side, I mean, if they're by themselves, they can do. I guess they can do whatever they want.
More or less.
But they might be slower bowlers or no rev bowlers. I mean,
It's continuous arc. I mean, end of
Yeah.
the day, I mean, you're literally throwing an arc bowl.
Mhm.
You're not throwing something that's going to be like skip flip and then it's going to like go long and strong and then snap at the end. This is a ball that is going to go and make the turn throughout.
Yeah,
lane.
once it changes directions, it's not going to change direction anymore. It is just going
Right.
to go dead straight off of that change of direction.
Yeah.
And that's
yet
why I try to use that IQ 78 for a lot of my spares on the right side.
Mhm.
Yet I can throw a reactive ball, and if I'm trying to pick something that's up on the left side, I can make that ball turn twice, right? I can throw it way outside, and it will make the turn, and then like, oh, it's going to miss that. And then it's going to make a second turn. You're like, oh my God, I can't believe you just picked up a 7-pin. And it's like, yeah, because it's going to make it turn twice because it's reactive. So it's a
more
form
consistent.
pattern. Yeah, it's a form
Yeah.
pattern. What's your favorite ball right now, Magic?
Right now, it's the level. I was just telling them earlier, I went to practice today. The guy I'm taking some lessons from has got me intrigued with the idea of throwing two-handed.
Okay.
With two-handed, I went 193, 180, 176, then 146.
Yeah, bro.
So we were talking about like that's something I'm going to try to tinker with a little bit, but we're in fourth place going into position round in 2 weeks, so I'm going to try to stick with what I know for right now, and then tinker with that on the side and see where I go with that.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I don't want my teammates to look at me like, "What are you doing?"
Hey, what if the scores are bigger than what you're throwing?
Yeah.
You can just saying. Like, look, I mean, I've had teammates that like even when I went to swag, they're like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, just wait for it, right? If the scores count, then the scores count.
Yeah,
That's all that matters.
Well, see, I noticed like the other day in our league, this guy was paired up with 3 other lefties. He did not know how to transist. He didn't know how to make adjustments, and he's so used to
Right.
being by himself. He struggled more than anybody, So I mean, it's got its pros and cons. I think.
Last year
I actually prefer bowling with other lefties.
Last year I had 2 lefties on my team, so I had the right hand side to myself.
Honestly, I prefer throwing kind of with people that throw in my same line, so that way I can get a transition early. It's going to show me what I need to do, and I'm not going to be trying to force shots. They're going to show me what's going to happen.
Did you throw your hands up in the air and go, I now know what it feels like to be a left-hand bowler? Oh! Just picking on Steve.
It almost is that way, yes. The right all to myself.
But no, like, for example, my Wednesday night team, both me and my brother are left-handed. But we know how to play off of each other. Wednesday night next year, Josh, if his back is healthy, could be potentially taking an open spot on my Wednesday night team. So out of a team of 5, we're going to possibly have 3 lefties. But Josh throws the ball so hard and so straight up 5 that me and my brother aren't going to mess with him. And then once Josh burns himself a friction spot, I actually can go out and throw into his friction spot and make my ball hook like hell off of it. So it'll actually benefit all 3 of us.
Oh, it's been a long day.
I was going to say, we're coming up on that time.
Yeah, it's been a long week for me. I started Monday night, worked the overnight shift in Nashville, flew out to St. Louis, the Pro-Am. Wednesday back to work, worked all the way through Friday afternoon, and then came home here to Greenville Friday night. So,
whew, that's a lot of traveling.
Yeah.
I was out at Western Bowl till probably about midnight, and then got home, and I was back up by, I think, 6:30, back out there.
But
not near as busy as yours.
Coming out, bro.
It's raining right now.
No, but that sunshine's coming out. What does that mean?
That means he's going to have grass to cut.
Yeah. And you probably won't see me as much.
He going to have grass to cut.
Someone's going to be smoking that grass.
I drove by the soccer fields today, and the kids were all out there playing soccer. Yeah. Kids are getting out.
Yeah, that's good though. Bringing life back to this world.
Yes, yes.
For the love of God, child, go outside.
That doesn't happen.
I can't wait till it's 42 degrees so you can get the hell out of here.
42 degrees. Jesus.
Bro, it's a heat wave. What are you talking about?
I was going to say.
42 degrees? We're hunkered down like, bro.
Hey, Pickles, I know what it's like to be in Florida. I was in Tampa for a good bit of my life.
Dude.
Not everybody's pampered, Pickles. Did your brain freeze there for a second?
Yeah, that was my iguana face.
Yeah, I had to get out of Florida. I can't take 90 degrees 11 months out of the year.
Bro, honestly, I don't mind the weather. It's the craziness of people here. Just saying, because there's some crazy people, and honestly, dealt with one of them on my way home.
You get all the New Yorkers coming down there.
Bruh.
I mean, it's weirder than a pickle guy sitting on a porch in his underwear eating pickles.
No, yeah. God forbid you honk at somebody because they don't move the traffic light, and then they like pop out of their car with a fucking pistol at you because you honked at them because they're sitting there and it's a fucking green light. Just saying. Does it happen? Yeah. Did it happen today? Yeah.
Well, you know, here in Ohio, if you hold your horn more than 3 seconds, it's a ticket.
Wow.
Dude, have you been to Middletown, Ohio?
I mean, I try to stay away from it.
Bro, Middletown, Ohio is like the honking horn capital of Ohio.
I was gonna say, don't you dare say of the world, because Chicago.
No, of Ohio. You literally go to Middletown and someone hits a horn, the entire intersection, honk, 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 honk. I mean, and I made a joke about it when I was going through Middletown with a buddy of mine. And I was like, dude, this is like the honk capital of Ohio. And he's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, don't worry. I was like, you'll see. And then sure enough, we're sitting in an intersection, light turned green. Someone waited maybe 5 seconds before they hit the gas, and someone honked the horn, and honk, 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 honk. And he was like, oh my God. I was like, yep. Did I participate? Yes.
Middletown's gotten rough, though, dude. I mean,
Oh, yeah,
it's
absolutely.
zombified. It's
Oh,
zombified.
dude, absolutely. Middletown's part of Dayton.
Well, it's the middle part of it. Middletown.
Yeah.
In between.
Oh, so it's not just a clever name?
No.
It's literally the worst of both in one area.
Yeah, and what's Dayton known for?
Dayton's pretty rough too, bro.
That's what I'm saying. What is Dayton known for?
I don't know. I don't go there. I avoid it at all costs.
It's one of the highest drug capitals of Ohio.
Well, yeah.
Between Dayton and Youngstown. It's a rough neighborhood.
Cincinnati's rough. I mean, but you've got other things you're dodging there.
Right. I mean, what was the part of Cincinnati that used to be rough? I'm pretty sure they cleaned it up.
Avondale used to be pretty bad.
No.
You've got Vine Street down there. East
Yeah.
McMillan.
No, not Vine Street.
Race Street's pretty bad.
No, there was. What was the neighborhood?
North College Hill.
I will see your worst place in Ohio and raise you East St. Louis, Illinois.
Man, why is this throwing me off? 'Cause I literally had a buddy like drive me through it in Cincinnati. He's like, "Oh, we're just gonna take a drive," and I'm like, "Okay." And then he's like,
Westwood is pretty
No,
bad. Colerane's bad.
No. It's
Forest Hills.
man, it's gonna drive me nuts because I can't think of it right now.
There's parts
Again.
of Columbus you don't even look at. You'll get shot.
Oh yeah, south side of Columbus. You don't. Yeah.
Your worst place in Ohio will look like paradise compared to East St. Louis. I promise you.
I don't know about that.
See, I
We
know one thing
everywhere
about
has a
Ohio.
bad part of town.
we got some rough areas in Ohio. Don't get me wrong.
I speak from experience with Ohio. You really don't have a problem until you start flexing your chest. You flex your chest,
Oh yeah,
that's when it all pops off.
right. Yeah, no, and I will agree with that. And that's why I said there's a lot of different parts because, like he was saying, parts of Cleveland. Yes, I know that because I'm from Cleveland. Youngstown, Dayton, south
Oh,
end
Mark,
of
you are not
Columbus.
kidding. West Memphis is terrible.
I mean,
Memphis
I
is
feel
pretty
like
brutal.
every state's got some areas that we all know that you don't want to start huffing and puffing and think you're the baddie because you
Atlanta.
will get you will get checked. Yeah, Atlanta. Yeah,
I mean, Chad Ochocinco got robbed down here in Cincinnati because he was wearing too much gold.
That was
Dude.
his fault.
walk into the Atlanta airport and huff and puff and see how it goes.
Oh my God!
If you guys want to experience something in Atlanta, in the Atlanta airport, be there overnight. It's
Bro.
like a shelter. It's like a shelter.
That's exactly
There's
why
people-
I just said it.
There's people. There's
Dude.
people sleeping everywhere in that airport.
Mm-hmm. Dude, it is not a safe place to and the problem is it is a huge departure because it's a connection place
Yeah,
for a lot of different airlines,
right.
and it is such a shit hole.
Oh,
And
I'm
I
telling
don't-
you,
I,
I had a connecting flight in Atlanta that was 20 minute space time between the time I landed to the time my plane was taking off. And I had to take the
Good
train
luck.
to the other side of the airport.
Yeah, I was like, good
Yes.
luck, bro.
I was like, yep, nope, we're not making this flight.
Yeah, no way.
I worked in the Atlanta airport for 2 months and got out.
No, I don't.
I mean, I've got some more stories I could tell you, but I would get restricted so quick on this app. Just from Cincinnati,
Man, I will
some of the
take
things I saw.
I will take a connecting flight to DFW 100% of the time over Atlanta.
Oh, it's crazy. It's crazy.
So, we're probably getting ready to slowly start wrapping up, right?
Okay.
Yeah, we're it's time to get out of here so the old man can go to sleep.
Right. This old man needs to go to sleep too. But, what is your biggest goal for the next 6 months, Magic?
I kind of posted on my TikTok some of my goals for the first 6 months of the year. I'm trying to end the season with a 175 average. I'd like to cash in one of these pro-ams. It'd be nice, but we'll see how that goes. I think right now, I said the big thing is kind of getting my average up at least 10 pins would be really good.
So everybody in here, go watch his videos and give him encouragement over the next 6 months. Thank
Yeah,
you,
absolutely. If you're not following Magic yet, go give him a follow. He's still trying to grow his platform. So if we can do everything we can to help him out, absolutely go give him a follow.
I appreciate it, and I'm here just to promote the sport of bowling, man. Anything that will get somebody out onto the lanes, whether you've never bowled before and you go out recreational, go do it. If you're recreational, look into the leagues, man. I tell you, one of the hardest things to do when I was a single guy was to go into a bowling alley and say, hey, I'm a bowler, I want to find a team. But once you do, the camaraderie, the learning you can do is amazing. Just follow your next step into bowling, man. I give it a chance. Find your spot. It's great.
I really appreciate you said that tonight because it was something that I even was talking to a couple guys before we started the tournament today that were like, oh, well, you know, we just practice on Saturdays. We're not that good. And I'm like, bro, it's all about taking that first step.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how much are you spending on this every month, like every week? And they're like, oh, we come practice every week. You know, we're spending money on gear and stuff like that. I'm like, guess what? You're already hooked. So put the effort in, get into some leagues, and don't think that you can't do it because we all start from someplace.
Mm-hmm.
And anytime someone says, "Oh, I'm not good enough," I'm like, "You are definitely good enough. You're already there. You're already putting that foot in the door. If you're showing up to the bowling alley week in, week out, you're there. Like, just commit. There's nothing wrong with it. I mean, you got to take that step forward, and I know that we all have. Have we all had that fear before we did our first tournament? Yeah. Did we all have that fear before we did our first states? Yeah. But still, if you don't do it, will you ever get any further? No. So make that jump.
Yeah. Let me finish with this. It's amazing because I'll talk about bowling to anybody and anywhere, anytime. I'll talk to them about bowling. My coworkers probably get annoyed at me about it, and they'll laugh at me in a group setting. They'll be like, "Oh, you're a bowler, whatever." But what's crazy is when you're one-on-one with somebody, they'll come up to you and be like, "Oh, you're that bowling guy, right?" I'm like, "Yeah." "Oh, I like to bowl too." It's amazing. It's amazing how many bowlers are actually out there that don't admit it. It's crazy. It's crazy. Like I said, what I encourage everybody to do, talk about it, share your passion. You never know who's listening, because it could be that one guy who wants to go bowling but doesn't know how to or how to get involved. And all it takes is just, some encouragement.
Well, Magic, you just hit a accomplishment. You got 600 followers now, 601, I think.
All right. Here we go. What's
Back at the end of the live.
What's crazy is in December 6th, I hit 200. So I've kind of been on a rush. So I appreciate everybody.
All right. Well, until next week, we will catch y'all. It is past some of our bedtimes. But until then, there'll never be a last time. So until the next time.
All right. Sounds great.
Out of here.
Out.
Guys, if you can't participate in tournaments, go watch them. You meet some great people. You learn
absolutely
so much knowledge from them, guys. You see some people very well connected. Just stick with it, y'all. Y'all have a good night.
Make sure you stay home.
Brian, did you get to even say bye?
Oh, yeah, I got it.
Okay.